Hey everyone, Kyle once again. Welcome back to the next episode review of Country Bumpkin from Master Sword to Master Swordsman, episode 8. And well, I still enjoy this. Like I said, I've been enjoying the series, and the characters are great. I really enjoy it, especially for Barrel as well. Now, I would say though, this is one of the weaker episodes of the series. Yeah, it is. But regardless of that, though, I still enjoyed it because I like how we get more of the character development between Barrel and his former student Allucia, who's still is the commander of the Order, right? So now I do like the whole. It's like it's a well written series, right? It is. It's very mature for it, right? Mature, mature, charming, and etc. Right? And I do like the fact that they do that they're gonna stick the what I think is the sticking with the with especially go start with Mewy, right? He basically let her be his her guardian, right? But I would see it's more as a father daughter relationship though, right? And I'm glad that I think now they're sticking with the father daughter relationship, which I'm glad for because I mean there's a point like in the beginning towards the end, like, hey, about what do you know about but Allucia, right? And it's like, hey, do you know that you know that she was trying to go on a date, and know that she has feelings for you. And I like the fact that how the well, we know sometimes he can a barrel can be dense sometimes and stuff like that, right? I mean, it's like, hey, that can't happen. She's my student, and especially there's a big age gap between us. So that did clear things up though, but the thing is that we know that especially some of the girls, especially in this episode, Alicia, she clearly is crushing on Barrel though, right? Despite the fact she kind of knows about the age gap though. So, but I do like the fact that sticking with the father daughter relationship between Barrel and Mewy. So, but Alicia has invited Beryl to go shopping with him, which to her she knows that she's finally get to go on a date with him. But because there's some big higher ups coming, and she wants Beryl to kind of dress appropriately, right? More appropriate. So she takes her to these clothing stores, showing some of these outfits that kind of look fancy, but it's not to his liking until he finds one that's his that she says that's kind of plain, but it's comfortable for him. And they're going to go have a nice meal out, and it's like some fancy restaurant, and he's like, wow, this look nice. It's too bad to eat it, right? And while it's going on, the other students, Karuni and Heinz, they're following them, because they're just curious about how this is going. So they're following them, and so at the end of the day, Beryl thanks her for taking him out, right? And especially if I mentioned how she just dressed in normal clothes because he's like, oh, she was always dressed in the uniform. So it's like, hey, Beryl say, hey, that outfit looks good on you. And we see the whole time, like we see, I can see with my own eyes that we know that Alicia is enjoying going on a date with her former master, right? And so by like the next day, Heinz is telling. Well, first before that, after he leaves, Heinz comes out and says, "Hey, what are your feelings of Heinz? What is he to you?" And she says, "Hey, I'm the one who wants to make him happy." And then like the next day, um, she goes and challenges Beryl to a for a fight, for a battle, right? Because to see how far she has come since after she left him, for her training after he left her training with him. So during the whole fight, and it's like, hey, if she wins, she'll be able to tell her what she desires. And I thought the fight was a well done fight. Of course, it's still worth fighting. This is basically a pirates battle. They're fighting with wooden swords. Of course, they always fight with wooden swords, but it was a well done fight, and Beryl sees that she has gotten a lot stronger and she's gotten a lot faster because she strikes so fast. So they say that they call her lightning. So she's very swift, fast, and he's like, "Well, I can't keep up, and so she moves so fast." And Allucia is very happy that he sees that she has gone much better since the last time. But there was one thing though that since a battle, anything goes, right? So he wins. He grabs her by her cape, and yanks her down to the ground, and goes, "Point, I win." It just kind of it, that moment just kind of it just reminded me from The Incredibles, right? No capes. Capes are going to be the death of you, like how showed it happened to all those superheroes, right? And Walter with syndrome. So yeah, she lost because because she had her cape on her, So, but as I say, it's a battle. Anything goes, though. So I was like, hey, well, it was a good battle. Thanks anyway. And so, Heinz once again asking her, so what are your real thoughts? You tell her. Even Karuna was asking, what? You're gonna tell her that you love him? So even Karuna was asking the question too, right? And once again, she says, I'm only one who wants to make him happy. And so, um, so they back at his house, eating with Mui, saying, hey, you know, she's like piecing the piece. She's like piecing together. Like, hey, she invites you to go shopping with them. It's like a date, kind of like a date in a way, right? And kind of puts together that she likes him, but even though sometimes it's obvious, and it's like, oh, I was like, huh, what'd you say? And they're like, oh, nothing. He doesn't kind of pick up on that sometimes, but he's like, hey, he goes like this, hey, she's my student, nothing more, and besides, there's a huge age gap between us. So, any chance they probably have to find much more and a more and a mature adult for him to like, Hey, who knows? It could have been that when he first took Mui to that magic academy, there was that woman who was showing them the tour. So hey, maybe it could be her. I have no idea. So, but it is nonetheless that for these girls, like especially for Lisa to say, hey, this is what how I truly feel about him. Because as I know that he's crushing on him though, but he's not gonna say, hey, we're just students, nothing more though, right? But anyway, yeah, I thought it was a very mature yet charming episode. But overall, I've enjoyed the series so far. So it's been a really great series with great characters, being well written. So, and I like especially the character develops between, especially from Barrel with Mui, and then his other former students as well. So it's been a really great series. So, and especially hey, and at least I finally get a chance to go on that date because it shows a flashback a while back, when she was little like, hey, Beryl promised her to take her out to eat. He never did. So hey, she's like, hey, at least we finally get to go out to eat together. And he's like, huh? Oh, nothing. So yeah, but at least she had that smile. Like, hey, at least we got to go out on a date, basically to herself, saying to herself. But anyway, yeah. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode review, and that'll be the next of Coulon and Generic Romance. Later.